Hey nerdlings, Nick Lotus84 back with another episode of Asagao Academy with UltimateCarl.
Hey.
And in the last episode, we almost killed Shane with our cooking again. But this time it was kind of sort of Mai's fault because she got one of the itty bitty kitties into the crumpet batter.
Right? Is anybody going to bring that up at least?
Yeah, I don't know, but we ran and got the nurse to help Shane, and Mai saved him, so her sin is balanced out by her heroism, I guess. In any case, we've been avoiding Shane like the plague because we're just so, embarrassed and stuff about it. But we got to talk to him eventually. But right now, Hana is practicing for the tournament. I held the right trigger button, forcing blocks to lift from the floor. It was how I liked to begin matches, even in single-player rounds. I liked having more blocks to play with. It helped me get better chains, and honestly, it felt better to look at. As I set up my first combo, I glanced up at my score. It had been 2 minutes, and yet my score was so low. Even intermediate players know how to focus on score instead of time. Shane popped into my head, and as he did, my hand slipped. I covered the wrong block, and my 11 chain combo vanished from view. No! Are you kidding me? I sighed, starting over from scratch. Jared told me to give Shane time to sulk, but would he really forgive me if I just let him wallow? Hey, Hana! How was there ever a bad time to apologize? What if he got mad that I didn't? What if it seemed half-hearted by the time I finally did? Hana? Caddy tapped my forehead. Caddy, what are you doing here? I could be asking you the same thing. Not gonna eat with the rest of them? He pointed at my phone, a glint in his eye. Oh, just practicing. Caddy sighed and took a seat on the bench next to me. So, something's on your mind, right? I heard about what was up with Shane. Is it really bothering you this much? I'm not sure what I should do. I want to apologize to him, but Jared said it'd make things worse.
I don't know if that's exactly what he said.
No, he didn't. I don't think so. I can't help feeling like it's the only option I have. Why do you feel like you have to? It doesn't seem to me like you have much to be worried about. Not much to be worried about? He doesn't even look at me anymore. He slumps around, completely ignoring me. He even turns his head away. It has to be on purpose. Caddy lifted his brow at my sudden burst, but didn't seem shaken by it at all. He wafted his hand through the air as if dispersing the moment from time. Hana, you make it sound like you've been doing nothing but staring at him every waking moment. Does he really give anyone any attention if they aren't talking to him? I haven't seen anyone have a word with him for a good while now. Just as you said, he slumps around, dragging his feet, barely alive. Yet somehow he's more productive than ever. Oh, I see.
Is he working on that comic?
Maybe. He must be. He leaned towards me, talking in a slight whisper. Shane's not the kind of person to hide his anger. I think we read the journal entry.
Yeah, before this happened.
Yeah. If he really has a problem with someone, he'll do what he has to work it out. I should know. One time the British Student Coalition was split down the middle. It was a nightmare. I balked. The idea that Shane wasn't angry at me was harder to believe than the fact that Asagao had a secret society reserved specifically for foreign students.
I was gonna say, it was split down the middle because it was the two of you.
All two. Well, there's like multicultural clubs and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Then why has he been like this, and why hasn't he told us what's wrong? Wish I knew. For whatever reason, he finds it easier to disappear. No warning, no goodbyes, no anything. Just the absence of Shane. Episode title.
Yeah.
Don't take it personally, Hana. Seriously, if he was mad at you, you'd know. I just read that in my journal.
I'm psychic.
I have a death note.
Oh, God.
Think of it as Shane's super secret seclusion season. There's a reason for it, but that reason is for him and only him to know. I glanced down at my phone, small armies dancing across the screen. If this was all true, maybe I really should leave him alone. Caddy leaned over to examine my screen.
Wow, you're getting owned.
That game's harder when you're playing against other people, right? Way harder. Anyway, thanks for your help, but, why are you out here instead of having lunch with Hidden Block? I just wanted some fresh air, and I saw you sitting here. No other reason. Lies. He chuckled nervously, then stood. See you later. Well, it's about time for class. I'll see you around, Hana.
Bye.
Bully.
Bye, Caddy. Have a bully day. See you at the tournament.
Caddy turned and screamed at me from halfway down the walk.
Ah!
You'll regret going against us! I watched Caddy go, still feeling a bit unsettled. Everyone kept saying I shouldn't apologize to Shane, but I wasn't so sure. I almost killed him after all. Twice. Shouldn't I at least give it a shot? I don't know. If all these people are telling me just to let him cool down and come back to me in his own time, I feel like we should stick with that plan. These people know him better than we do. So, we'll let it be. I should just let him be. The others were right. He would come around eventually. He's a tsundere after all.
Yep.
But as time went on, my faith in Shane started to shake. A straight week passed and he still hadn't spoken to me. Everyone kept telling me not to worry and that Shane wouldn't be mad. That Shane wasn't the type of guy to let it get to him, or that I had to let him cool off. But at this point, I wasn't worried about him cooling off. I was worried about me. I couldn't get it out of my mind. At lunch, in class, I was always staring at him and wondering whether we were cool. I almost never saw Shane in the mornings anymore. He always slipped into class seconds before the bell rang. Oh, and here he is. Oh my goodness. That's why when I saw him rushing into Poppy that morning, I found myself hesitating.
Hey.
Hey, go on without me. I need to grab something real quick.
You need to grab Shane?
Oh.
Really? But...
Sorry.
So I slipped away after him, following him through the halls. Okay, so she's gonna go poke the bear anyway?
Yep.
After she just decided not to.
Well, she gave it a week.
Yeah, that's true. A week is a really long time, especially when you're a teenager. I had to finally talk to him. I couldn't live with this on my mind every hour of every day. I kept a bit of distance between us, hoping he wouldn't turn around and see me. She's in stealth mode.
I was gonna say, did you want him to see you?
Don't totally suck at volleyball? Now, depending on how the outcome of this encounter goes, we may end up at the crying party. Would this be easier if I had a disguise? Oh, please don't do this,
yes.
Anna. Do not wear a costume. I eyeballed a trash can in the middle of the hall. Oh no.
Yes.
Shane turned up the staircase ahead of me. I waited a minute before following him up to a heavy door leading outside to the rooftop.
What was that noise? Just a box.
What's he going to the roof for?
Well, because that's where you go for dramatic moments in Japanese stories.
Oh, that's true.
We have a rooftop?
Yes. Of course, you go to school in Japan, apparently.
Yeah. Well, just make sure that Yandere-chan doesn't sneak up behind you when you're at the railing. I had no idea this place even existed. Even Gerard, of all people, didn't show it to me on the tour. Was it secret? Were students not meant to know about it? I peeked out the window set inside the door, but all I could make out was the bright turquoise of Shane's normal boots jacket.
And I'm not even sure what, the rules and etiquette and stuff is for, school roofs, because It seems like it would be a place that students probably aren't supposed to go, but nobody ever seems to have a problem getting out there in like shows and stuff. But
Yeah.
all at the same time, there's never anyone else there. Like anytime you go to a school roof, you're completely alone with like the one other person that's also there. And so it's like a place that seems like everybody would be there all the time, but no one is ever there. So it's kind of like you're not supposed to be there, but they can just whatever.
Well, it's a plot device setting
Oh, exactly.
that's integrated into the universe, but not widely used.
Yeah.
He was crouched over something. What was he doing?
Chalk drawing.
That would be cool. Like one of those trippy 3D chalk drawings.
Oh yeah.
I took a deep breath and pushed open the door as silently as I could. He's watering plants.
Oh.
Shane stood over a box lined with blooming flowers, watering can in hand. He was watering the plants. A light breeze swept across the rooftop, stirring his hair and the leaves. They looked almost like they were trembling in happiness. Aw, our Grumpybum has a secret garden. I must have gasped or made some other noise because Shane looked over his shoulder.
Hey.
Hi, Hannah.
I was wondering when you'd stop stalking me.
I'm sorry.
Don't be.
Are you...
The gardener? Yes. I get up early anyway. As he turned toward me, his watering can swung with him. Little droplets of water shook off, dotting the concrete. Man, that is such a really, really beautiful, fine detail. The writing in this is so good. Why don't you come and sit? I know I sound like a broken record, but I love the writing in this.
Really?
He stared at me. I think that says started, but I think he's supposed to be stared. He stared at me blankly, and I hastily crossed over to a bench and sat down. It wasn't every day Shane was so open, after all. I clasped my hands together, watching Shane water the plants. It was just the two of us and the sky, and it didn't feel weird at all. Usually the silence between us made me uncomfortable, and I spent all my energy trying to fill it. But this was nice.
You weren't ignoring me then? That's a relief.
Oh, no, I was.
What?
Originally, I was just hoping we wouldn't acknowledge it. Then I got this job. What was I supposed to do? He lifted up his watering can and started pouring it out on a single flower. For a while. I didn't know how to approach you. I know you felt bad. Then so much time passed, there was no way not to acknowledge it.
At least you don't hate me.
Oh no, I do.
Oh, I totally do. Shane chuckled softly, the last few drops of water falling onto the poor flower that he was drowning.
Yeah, jeez.
Of course not. He picked up a pair of clippers and, with almost no ceremony, snipped off a wilting leaf at the stem.
First you drown the poor things, then you cut off perfectly healthy leaves.
He stopped, looking between the clipped foliage and me.
Who hired you to be the gardener?
Shane looked sadly down at his maimed plant. Oh. No one else wanted to do it. Oh, I couldn't let them die.
Oh, Shane. No, I was just joking. But, they're not gonna like you after they see what you've done to their friends.
Whoa. That's really ominous.
Yeah, I know.
You're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah.
Do you want some help?
Shane looked at his plants, then back to me. Oh, that's right. Her parents ran a flower shop, so she knows all about this. Shane looked at his plants, then back to me.
They're not bad. They actually look quite healthy. But my mother used to garden. I know a lot about plants because of that.
I joined him at the box, and he offered me his watering can.
Thanks. ...
And I'm blushing again, bloody hell. I crouched low, examining the plant he was just tending.
Don't cut off stems that aren't completely dead. They'll perk up eventually with some water and sunlight.
For some reason, being near plants made me lower my voice, like I was talking to a child or someone who was scared. I didn't want to alarm them. I wanted them to feel safe. Aww. Shane nodded, staring hard at the plant. Knowing him, he was committing the information to memory, because strategy is always.
Yep.
Maybe I should come up with you in the mornings. I have to make sure you don't kill the flowers after all.
Fair enough, Flower Queen. Aww. That's such a cute nickname.
Why didn't you tell anyone about this anyway?
I didn't want to tell the guys. Now that I thought about it, I didn't blame him. They'd never let him live it down.
What?
Right? It's not that big a deal.
It's really great you're doing this.
But of course, high school guys are idiots.
I mean, they seem a little bit different, but...
Yeah, it's nothing, really. I handed the watering can back to Shane, and he took it to a dusty little shed in a corner of the roof. I followed him to the door, scanning the garden as I went.
Oh, an Asagao flower!
The morning glory bloomed in the box next to me.
I mean, aren't they all Asagao flowers?
Maybe.
I didn't know they
I
grew
mean,
here.
just because they're growing here.
Yeah. It's kind of the name of the school.
Yeah.
That's right. Asagao Academy. Of course they had them around. It was the first one to show this spring.
My mom used to grow morning glories. She loved them.
Does she garden a lot? Oh no, now we're gonna get into the sad backstory.
She did, when she was still around.
Oh, sorry.
After she passed away, my dad tried to take care of her flowers, and they died too. She was an amazing gardener, though. People loved her flowers, and she loved them like they were her own children. Hana means flower. I like to think that's why she named me that, after the things that brought her the most joy.
No.
We both stood in silence, watching the single blue flower tremble in the breeze.
It'll be great to see them around here. Especially if you're taking such good care of them.
I took a deep breath. I accepted my mother's death a long time ago, but I almost never talked about it. I wasn't even sure whether Mai knew. They will be great, with your help. This might not be the best time for me to say this, but I've been thinking. Oh no, what have you been thinking about, Shane? Shane studied the skyline. I turned and joined him, watching the clouds billow over the distant green mountains.
About?
About you. Ooh. This is gonna get amazing in a minute. ... blushing again. On the team, I mean. Really?
Nice swerve.
Bait and switch, man. Lame. And lag, because the kawaii-ness is just too much. I know how hard you've worked to get better at Dumbadoom's revenge. While you're not where we'd all like you to be, I want you on the team.
Yay! You do?
Yes.
That's it?
Yes?
Even Hana's like,
You're,
oh, that's it?
Yeah. You're not gonna make me jump through any more hoops? Another skills test? Some homework? A list of combo techniques?
No more of that. I'm sorry I gave you a hard time. I just wanted to make sure you had the potential. And he finally saw it.
Thanks. It means a lot that you changed your mind. You know I'll do my best.
When you fail, it'll just be more of an I told you so.
Shane!
He raised his hands up, feigning innocence.
Let's go to class before I find a way to blackmail you.
So cute. Shane and I started meeting up at the rooftop early every morning. In no time, I was caring for the flowers under his gentle guidance.
So this is the one, huh?
I tilted my watering can over the richly purple irises.
They remind me of morning glories.
Shane stepped from behind the other flower aisles, a large and oddly shaped watering can in his hands. They get that a lot. He tipped the watering can, and instead of watering one spot as I expected, the can watered 9.
Whoa, that's incredible!
The gardener's got to look after his tools, too. Siberian irises need tons of water. The smallest difference can change whether something lives or dies. That should be good. We're running late.
I feel like that was a little like a stealth Harvest Moon reference. Him having the watering can, like you start with a watering can in Harvest Moon, and then at least in the first one for Super Nintendo,
Yeah.
and then you can upgrade to a sprinkler, and the sprinkler waters like all the tiles around you instead of just one. So you water 9. Well, I guess you technically water 8 tiles, but I guess you'd water the tile that you're standing on, but you can't normally stand on it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I know that in Stardew Valley, which is basically like
Yeah,
a
it is the
spiritual
exact same
successor
thing,
to Harvest Moon, you can upgrade to a sprinkler eventually too.
Well, but you just build those on the ground. You don't carry it around.
Yeah, that's true. I checked my phone, realizing for the first time exactly how late we were. We hurried to the first floor, hoping class hadn't started. We would never hear the end of it if we showed up late together. Not just from class, but from Miss Shizuka. And next time, we'll head into class and...
Miss Shizuka's like, even my students are getting laid more than I am.
Oh, poor Miss Shizuka. But in the next episode, we will head into class and face the music. Until next time, thanks for watching.
See ya.